Hi, and welcome to JG3 Reviews. My name is James, and I review pens and fountain pens. I'm kind of an office supply junkie and always have been, and collected pens since I was a kid. Today I have a new one that I want to share with you, new to the reviews, not new to me. I've had it for a little while, and it is the TWSBI Go. TWSBI, if you're not familiar, is a company based in Taiwan that makes some great fountain pens. And they specialize in plastic and acrylic pens with large ink reservoirs and different filling mechanisms and kind of different levels of fountain pens, but all of them really good. And this one is what they call a portable fountain pen. And you might say, aren't all fountain pens kind of portable? You put it in your pocket, you walk. How unportable can a pocket pen be? But what they mean by that is that this is a pen with a large reservoir, so you're not bound by the leash of your ink capacity so badly. And it's a pen this one is plastic, not acrylic. It's one that's made of a durable plastic that you can kind of throw in your pocket, throw in your backpack, and go anywhere, hence the name TWSBI Go. And you don't worry about it. You know, you may have some nicer, fancier fountain pens. I've got one or two that I don't like to take them really. I have one I don't even like to take out of the house, okay? I just use it here. Or maybe I will take it to my office. You just don't take it out bumping around on a four-wheeler in a pasture in the middle of Texas, right? So this one you could. And you might say, well, what would you need a fountain pen for in the middle of a pasture in Texas? Well, I'm glad you asked. For example, this pen in the pocket, going out on a four-wheeler when I go and check the game camera, and I might make notes. The other day I was on my way to the office, swung by, it's a 30-mile trip each way. I swung by the ranch and checked on my game camera. Good thing I did, the batteries were dead, and did all that kind of stuff. But I also, while I was there, took a little time to get a little bit of work done while I was out on a beautiful fall day on a hill in the middle of central Texas, and it was great. Well, I don't want to take something like a really nice fountain pen out there, but I might throw this in my pocket and have it with me. So this is what this pen was made for. It just to go anywhere, anytime. Don't worry about it. TWSBI fountain pen with a large ink reservoir and a really fast filling mechanism, which I'll show you here in a moment. So let's turn the camera around, take a look at the design of this pen. It's kind of unusual, and then we'll tell you how it writes. So we'll do a writing demonstration and look at some of the features. Okay, so as you can see from the cap, this is the TWSBI Go. Up close and personal there. And it is a larger pen than I expected it to be, so it is filling all of the frame of my camera. So it is a plastic pen, demonstrator pen, and all those things that you can see here in front of you. It is a little bit different from a lot of other pens in that, for example, it doesn't have a clip. Instead, it has a place for a lanyard so that you can just throw a string on that and put it around your neck or clip it to your jacket or your backpack or whatever. And I've seen people do all those things. And so that just kind of goes with the theme of it being an on-the-go portable fountain pen, out in the real world sort of a thing. And it's very well made, I will say. I know I'm one that I don't like paying a whole lot if a pen is plastic, and I've mentioned that in reviews before. However, there are different grades and things of plastic and workmanship, and this one is really well made. It's durable, and that's, I think, part of its main mission, and I think this is going to last a long time. In regard to the design, it is you can get this in several colors. I got the clear blue, held out for that, and you can find one that you like. You may want to clear, so because of a variety of fountain pen ink colors you're going to use, or you may want to match it to a color, or you may be like me and you just pick your favorite color and run with it. The cap, let me show you the cap by itself here for a second. Whoops. The cap is pretty big around in diameter, and I didn't look at the measurements very closely when I was ordering it. I knew what I wanted and I was going to get the pen, but I did have an expectation that it was actually smaller than it is. And I'll show you that in a second. The top of the pen has a red plastic finial, similar to the one in the TWSBI Go. That's the TWSBI logo there. And has the lanyard. It does have a plastic sleeve that helps, of course, with splatter and things. And you'll notice on my nib that I've got a little bit of splatter because I dropped it on accident. But I should have cleaned that before I showed it to you. But hey, it's a real world on-the-go pen, and this is what you're getting. So the section here is plastic, of course, too, and it's frosted. It looks, you would see these the design here and think that it must be kind of like the Lamy, but it's not. This is actually a round section. It just has that triangular design at the end of the section, at the front of the section. So there is that. The nib writes well, very smooth nib, and I'll show you that a little bit more here when we do our writing test, but it is just as high quality a TWSBI nib as you would expect, even though this is their, I guess at this time, it's their least expensive fountain pen. It still is well made and a very good nib and a good pen. So how do you fill it? Because that's actually one of the unique things about this pen is that it's made, since it's to be on the go, it's made to fill very quickly and to hold a good amount of ink. Now I've been using mine for weeks, and so I've used a lot. It was completely full, and I've used a lot of that ink. But since it's filled, I won't be able to show you how it fills. But it's very, very, very simple. You get your ink bottle, and of course you put that down in there like you would fill any other fountain pen from a bottle, and then you simply make sure I don't really do this, but you just push down on this spring-loaded plunger, and it will just suck that ink right in when you let go, and fills up just quickly and easily, and very, very handy that way. And so that's part of the appeal of this pen. It's just, filling it is a no-brainer sort of a thing. You got to screw that several times to get that on. That's a good thing. No leaks or anything like that, but as I've said before, I actually don't have problems with fountain pens leaking very much. So, whatever your mileage may vary, but I have had zero issues with this pen, whether it's in loading, leaking, writing, nothing. It just does everything just the way that it's supposed to, and it's a great pen. And if you've been wondering about TWSBI pens, for example, you may not have one. You may be thinking, well, I'd like to get one. Some of their pens are up in the $50, $60 range, and you're not ready for that kind of a commitment or expense, or not able to make that kind of a purchase. This one is a fraction of that. And I haven't looked at the prices in the last couple of weeks, but I will put a link in the description below to a couple of places that sell it so that you can kind of see what the market is. But it's a fraction of their more expensive pens, so it's a great introduction to a TWSBI. It's different from a lot of their pens, but it writes like a TWSBI. And so it is a TWSBI, and this one is a medium nib. This is a J Bond. You can see it just writes so smoothly. They have a German-made nib, from what I understand, and just writes very, very well. And this is, as I've used in some reviews in the past, the Eclat de Saphir. And I love this ink. It's a really nice blue, and this pen really pairs well with it. Very, very nice. There, now you know that I can count. I didn't say much because in a previous review you also learned that I probably shouldn't count and talk at the same time. It's kind of a sad thing, isn't it? You can just see here just a little bit of a writing sample. Just how well it does. It's just a great pen and writes smoothly. No hard starts ever. I haven't had it dry out while it was sitting for a week or anything like that, although I haven't let it sit all that long, maybe a week at the most. But just a really great writing pen, and the flow is good. It doesn't ever, it might do it here on the camera, but I don't think I've ever had it skip. I've never had a hard start. It keeps up, and it writes very, very well. The strengths that I think it has is it has a very smooth nib. Let me just give you a list here. So it's got a smooth nib. It is holds a lot of ink. I'm going to just put large ink capacity. And that's why a lot of people are going to buy this pen. But it also, I mentioned the size, is bigger than I expected it to be. Now, if you have small hands, I guess that could be a bad thing. But I think it has a very comfortable grip section. And I think that its thickness, as it goes back into the barrel, actually makes it a very comfortable pen for longer writing. As you can see, the nib writes not just smoothly, but very neatly. No feathering or anything like that. And of course, that's a combination of the nib and the ink and the paper. But it just writes a very nice, clean line. And I can't say enough good about that. The construction, it's just very well made. And I like that. You pay a little bit extra. I think, like I say, I don't know what the price is right now because those things can vary, but I think I paid $18 for this pen. I believe that's right. And you might look at it at first. I did. I waited a while, checked a couple of reviews myself before I bought the pen, thinking, okay, I'm a cheapskate, and if I'm going to pay that much, this has got to be a really good pen. I have a Kaweco Sport that costs a little bit more than that, so I'm willing to pay it if I think the quality is there. And of course, the Kaweco, you get quality and just an excellent fountain pen and great heritage. And the TWSBI is the same. Just a very well-made, well-thought-out pen. And one of the things I've really come to like, I mentioned this in a review of a Wing Sung demonstrator about the TWSBI, is that it's a demonstrator. You can see exactly how this pen is made and the quality of the parts, and they are good. That is not a wimpy spring. The parts are a bit bigger and a bit thicker in general than a lot of other fountain pens that I have, and that certainly bodes well for their durability in the longer term. And so I'm just impressed with the TWSBIs that I have, and this one is quickly becoming just a favorite pen, and because it was made to go with you, that's exactly what it does. I just throw this in my pocket, throw it in a backpack, whatever, and it's just a great pen. So highly recommend the TWSBI Go if you're looking for a demonstrator pen. If you're looking for a pen that you can take anywhere and everywhere, this is your pen. Great Christmas gift for somebody, whether they are new or not new to fountain pens. That's coming up faster than I want to think about. And so this is another one of those that I would recommend for that. Get them a nice ink to go with it, and you can bought them a really nice gift. All right, so that is the TWSBI Go. Highly recommend it. Have a great week, and God bless you.